Hi, welcome back to the paper turtle. Here's my little friend here. Today I thought that I would just do a craft with me kind of video. It's not going to be real long. I've got a project that I'm working on that I am going to just go ahead and do. It's not really a tutorial because I don't feel that I am, I don't know, I don't have enough experience to really do a tutorial. So I'm just going to craft, talk about what I'm doing, have a little chit chat, and get your stuff out, craft along with me. And who knows, maybe we'll pick up some tips and tricks. If you have anything to tell me about what I'm doing, go ahead and put it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Otherwise, I'm going to just go ahead and get started. So what I'm doing is I am making a journal. And this, let me raise you up just a tiny bit if I can. Sorry about the jiggling. This is a book, was a book that I took apart that I'm going to make a book and reading themed journal for somebody for Christmas. And I absolutely love this book. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's got this really pretty blue cover, and it has gold embossed title, Stories for Little Men and Women, and it's got this really cute picture of these kids sitting around and reading. And on the inside, I've already taken it apart, and I apologize, I should have looked up the date to tell you what the date on this book was, and I didn't do that, so I'm not sure, but I think it's like from the 40s. So this is the inside paper. I have to look up what that's called because I keep forgetting it. And it has this cute little poem here. It says, "My book. I love my book. It is a friend. I hope you'll like it too. And I am glad, yes, very glad, to share my friend with you. But when you read this book of mine, most grateful I will be to have you wrap it neatly up and send it back to me." And I love that, so that's staying. Has somebody's name in there. I don't care about that. That can stay. And it has a library pocket. I don't know if this was actually a library book or if somebody just put this in here. Maybe a kid put it in there. I used to play library when I was a kid, so I don't know. But I'm going to leave that there because I really like that. And then the back cover also has another little poem. "My books stand up in friendly rows, inviting me to love and use them. Like friends, I treat them graciously. How could I injure or abuse them?" And it says John Martin's book, and he was the one that put together, this was a compilation of stories, and he's the one that authored it, put it all together, published it, or whatever. So this is, these were the colors of the illustrations on the pages in the book, and I will probably use some of those illustrations in the embellishments in the book. So today, what I'm doing is just putting this cover together. And hopefully, I'm going to raise you up just a little bit more, I think. I hope that's not too high. I don't know. Hopefully, as we go along, I will share some of the other putting together of this book with you. So, here's my front and back cover. The back is just plain. I did try to clean it off with baby wipes, and I'll probably try one more wipe through with the baby wipes. It got much better than it was. It was kind of grungy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my spine, and I'm going to put this gorgeous gold fabric on the spine, and I'm going to trim it with this. This is upholstery trim. It's very thick, but I think it's going to look really good along the spine, and some lace to go on top of that. So those are my ingredients. And what I need to do is, excuse me while I reach for my ruler, if I can find it, is see the width of my book, or the length of my book, and it is about 9 3/4 inches. So I'm going to make my spine out of this cardboard, and I'm going to just, it's not super thick cardboard, so I'm going to just make 2 layers of it, and it is okay. Where's my pencil? All right, 9 3/4. I should also put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. It is right here. And I'm thinking that I might do it, 2 inches thick. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna do a 2-inch spine. So just measure this, 2 inches, and I need 2 of these. So I'm going to measure another 2 inches. 2 inches from this one. Nope, 2 inches, Mary. Measure twice, cut once, right? That's what they say. Unfortunately, I have this problem that I cannot draw a straight line. Even when I use a ruler, I don't know why. I just can't, and I definitely cannot cannot cut straight without using a line. So sometimes I have a problem and I end up with everything is crooked. But it's close enough for me, you know. I don't try for perfection because nobody's perfect. So why try to be, just do your best, and it all works out just fine. So I have, as most of you crafters probably do, several pairs of scissors that I use for different things. You have your paper scissors, your fabric scissors, junky scissors, your little scissors, your big scissors. These are my kind of all-purpose scissors. I use them to cut everything. You can see they're dirty. They got marks on them. They're probably not the sharpest scissors in the world, but as long as they work, and I can have my husband sharpen them anytime, so. Alright, so I'm just cutting this spine up, and then I'm going to glue these 2 pieces together. Now, I know that there's a million different ways to make your books. There's a million different ways to make your spines. There's a million different ways to decorate. There's a million different ways to sew your signatures in. Everybody does it different, and that's great. I mean, it really is. Every time that I watch somebody on YouTube, I watch a lot of YouTube, and every time that I watch somebody on YouTube, I learn something new and something different. And that's just, to me, that's the best part of it, is that everybody has a different way of doing things. So I use Aleene's Tacky Glue, $1 at the Dollar Tree, and it lasts quite a while. I think I need to get myself some more though, because I think I like to have at least 2 bottles on hand, and I think my other bottle is just about done. Now this spine doesn't need a ton of glue because you're going to cover it, and you're going to glue it again, and you're going to sew into it, and you're going to do all kinds of things with it. So, and that's another thing. You don't want your spines to be too thick, because you got to be able to get that needle through if you're sewing in your signatures. So this might even be too thick. I don't know, because there's going to be a layer or 2 of fabric on here too. I wonder if that's, nah, I can do it. I can get holes through that. That's not too thick. Okay. So there's my spine. Next, we're going to attach the spine to the fabric. I have to cut the fabric to the right size. I haven't done that yet. Isn't this gorgeous? This is all I have. This is just one little piece that I picked up probably at an estate sale. I don't know. I don't know how old this is. It's Essentials by Hoffman International Fabrics. That's all I have. I don't know. But I am going to, yes, I need to flip it over. I'm not done yet though. I'm not ready to glue yet. It's a nice square piece too. I like that. I'm trying to decide how much of it I want to overlap onto my thing here. I don't want that much because I want the title to show as much as I can. I'm going to be covering a little bit of this up anyway, so. Alright, let me get way over to the edge. Now, excuse my fumbling around because, like I said, I'm not super experienced with this, so everything is like a trial for me. It really is. And is this going to go? Alright. I know what I'm going to do. So I just want to cover maybe that much. Fabric scissors. And I think I'm going to go a little here. I'm not even going to put that much on the book. I always love the sound of scissors cutting fabric. I don't know why. I grew up, my grandmother sewed, my mother sewed, and they tried so hard to teach me how to sew. And I know the basics. I can, I can operate a sewing machine. But that sound of the scissors cutting the fabric is so reminiscent of my mother and my grandmother sewing, and it's just kind of one of those things, So I think what I'm going to do, because this is not long enough to cover the whole thing, I am going to cut it. Wait, what do I should have cut it the other way. I'll have to cut another little piece to put in the middle here, which is fine. I'll do that. Okay, so if I do, all right, I'm sorry, this is wishy-washy, I know. I'm thinking it out as I go along. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I know a lot of you use fabric tack. I don't have fabric tack. I've never purchased it. I know that it's expensive, so that's probably why I have never purchased it. Because this glue that I am using right now has always worked perfectly fine for me. And I know people say, "Oh, but you'll see the lines." No, I won't. And I'm going to show you why I won't. Because I am taking this credit card and I'm spreading my glue. And I'm covering up the number on the credit card because I don't think it's really my credit card number. I really don't think so, but just in case. All right, so you don't need lots of glue when you're doing this. Just a very light coat of it. And if you spread it evenly, you're not going to get those glue spots that you see seeping through. You just won't get that. I'm gonna do it right here. Let's put the top back on because the top of the glue gets all gunky if you don't. There. Now, what I was trying to determine was how far over this is going to go. And I don't want it over like a long ways. Because I did want this to show, and I still have the trim to put on it. So I think I'm going to lose, yeah, I'm going to lose some of this. But that's all right. That's just the way it goes. It's just the way it's going to be. Okay. I'm going to end up cutting off some of the edge of the fabric because I'm really having a hard time with myself with this because I don't want to cover up this cover, but I think I'm just going to have to because that's just the way it is. Okay. Oh gosh, I hope I'm not boring you. Now I'm leaving just a little bit of space between the spine and the book just to give it some wiggle room. So yeah, I'm going to end up cutting a strip of this off, which is fine. I'll do that. I'm going to let it dry first though. One of my favorite things to do is to go to estate sales and thrift shops. I think I mentioned that in my last video. And buy lots of supplies to do this fun little hobby. And I get overwhelmed. I buy too much. And then I end up with tons and tons of stuff. And I do swaps sometimes to try to spread the joy, you know. But even the swaps, it doesn't make a dent in what I have. And so I decided to open an Etsy shop and sell some of the excess supplies that I have, like some of the trims I've bought in fairly large quantities. And I'm adjusting you, I'm sorry. I don't know what you can see, and I'm trying to make sure that you can see what I'm doing without me I don't know. I'm really trying hard on this YouTube thing. I really am. Okay, so what I don't want my I don't want my insides covered up either. You know what I mean? Over here. I know I need some over there. So, yeah. See, I don't want... It's a dilemma. I don't know. I'm not sure what I should do. I think I'm going to just trim them up a little bit. Not too much. I know you're all probably watching this saying, you're doing this backwards. You're not doing it right. And I probably am not doing it right, but that's the way I'm doing it. So, and in the end, you know what? I think in the end, it's going to come out just as pretty, I hope, as if I were to do it some other way. Like, I should have probably cut this narrower to begin with, but I didn't, and so this is what I have. And it's okay if this is crooked, because I'm going to put a piece of trim there, so that's okay. I just really, I like this cover so much that I just didn't want to cover it up too much. Okay, and you know what we all do when we're making these things? We all change our minds and do different things as we go along, so I'm just showing it all on camera. Okay, so I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to put this here, but I need this little, I want this little piece filled in here. So I'm just going to cut a small piece from here to go in there. And don't worry, I'm not going to waste it, because any of these extra little pieces that I cut off, I use them. I do. And about here. You know that we save all our scraps, and you know we use them. Glue on here, and some on here, and I'm going to scrape it around. Oops, I just scraped it off. I guess I probably need a little bit more glue over there. Oh God, I hope I'm not mumbling. Sorry, when I work I tend to talk to myself and I tend to mumble, and I don't mean to do that on camera. I just smooth it out as I put it down. A lot of this isn't gonna, you're not gonna see a lot of this, because your signatures are gonna be in here, so you don't have to worry about it being absolutely perfect. I don't worry about it being perfect anyway. And I want this to go this way. A lot of glue on there. It's kind of sticky. Can you see? You're not going to see. You can't see that too bad, can you? I should have, alright, just a lesson. Because I learned something new every time that I do one of these. What I should have done was cut my fabric the other direction and made it longer, so that I could wrap the entire thing around the front and the back, is what I should have done. And I didn't do that. That's why I'm having to put that little piece in there, and hopefully it won't be too noticeable that it's pieced together. I don't think it will be. I think it'll be fine. But I could have avoided that if I had been paying a little bit more attention to what I was doing. Sometimes that's the problem with doing this on camera. I think that I'm thinking too much about the camera and not enough about what I'm actually doing. think I just want to trim this a little bit. That's better. Okay. Catch some of these little spots that aren't quite down. Okay, now what I want to make sure is that it's opening and closing nice and smoothly. Yeah, see, I have to, oops, I have to smooth this out here. If this, yeah, I messed this all up. Again, if this were one piece, it would be easier for me to smooth that down. See, I keep pulling it up right here on these edges. What I'm probably going to end up doing is putting a strip of something along here, whether it's a little bit of lace or trim or a strip of paper or washi tape or something. I'm not sure what. I'll do that once I get into decorating the book. But I just want to make sure that it's going to open and close nicely. It's got a little bit of a pucker in it, but it's fabric, so you know what, it's okay. My back looks alright. This looks nice and clean. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about the inside because again the signature is going to be covering it, so it's not going to be that noticeable. You'll see. You'll see. Alright, now I'm going to put this piece of trim on here, which I like this trim. I wish it wasn't quite so thick and heavy, because it is pretty thick. But before I put that on, I'm going to put this on, so that can go on top of this. This will be sticking out. A lot of times, you know, we see these gathered trims like this, and we think, oh, I don't care for the gathered trim. But if you put it on your project and you go ahead and glue it, the gather, I mean, it still has a little bit of a gather, but it doesn't have this curve. The curve straightens out once you glue that down there. So if you don't pass this up just because it's got a bit of a curve in it or something, because it's okay. You can still use it and it will still be very good. So now I'm just putting this strip of glue down here, and I'm going to lay my trim on it. This glue is it's a tacky glue, so it dries fairly quickly. But sometimes, especially with the fabric, or with the trims and fabrics, you have to kind of hold it and wait for the tackiness to start setting in. And it will take, maybe not as fast as the fabric, I can't even say that. Fabric tack. Okay, I'm going to have a problem with it. Come on. Don't do this to me while I'm on camera. Why are you not sticking? I don't think I have any fabric tack. You know what? I should check. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Okay, I don't have fabric tack, but I have this Beacon 3-in-1 that might be the same thing, or I have Aleene's Clear Gel Tacky Glue. So I'm going to try this one. I don't know if I've ever opened this before. Oh, I guess I have. Okay, so let me try this and see if this works any better. I have never, I don't know if I've used this before. I'm just trying to get it to flow here. Oh boy. It's very thick. It's been sitting in my craft box for a while. So it might have, like, I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be thick. I don't know. Let me try it. See how it works. If I can get it to come out. Oh gosh, I don't like this. It's too hard. I should title this video Crafting Bloopers, because I'm not doing it nice and smooth, that's for sure. I thought it was going to be kind of a quick video, but I guess we're going to learn from it. Alright, that's sticking actually much better. I don't mind that. I guess it's worth the extra work there that I put into it. A little bit down here. Boy, it dried fast. Like, it dried really fast. I think it's already dry. That's why I'm having to put this on here. So, come on. Wow. Alright, well this is a little bit better glue. Faster drying than the brown bottle than this. But this is really good for paper. It says all-purpose, so it should work on everything. And I should try this. Maybe I'll try that on the back. Alright, but I'm going to use this for this because this is a very heavy trim. So I think I need the heavy-duty glue on this one. It frazzles too.